This is Paula Connor with Elevate Me Hub. Thank you for joining me today in this Kundalini Yoga practice where we're focusing on the throat chakra. This is a follow-up to the video I just did regarding telling lies, speaking the truth, and being able to discern truth, because the throat chakra is about expression, self-expression. We need to be able to speak up for ourselves. We need to be able to speak the truth and feel comfortable about the truth, being careful that that truth that you are speaking is not just your opinion, because we want it to be eternally true. So this is about energizing, stabilizing, clearing, balancing, and harmonizing all the throat chakra area. So we're going to be spending a little bit of time today in a seated position. And what you're probably going to need for your props is you're going to want a meditation cushion. So have a cushion handy. We're going to do a little bit of a meditation at the end and a little bit of chanting so that you can feel the vibration of that throat chakra. You're likely going to need a couple of blocks. Again, we're going to be seated in a position like this for a while, and it's quite handy often. In the beginning, it's difficult to sit in an easy pose for a long period of time. So have a block handy, and that you can put that underneath your bottom if you want to as well. Okay. So the first thing that we do in our practice is we tune in to the energies, and we chant a guru mantra that is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And that basically means that you bow down to the light within you and the great light of the Creator. So chant with me 3 times, and then we will begin. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And keep your eyes closed and just relax your hands on your knees. Now place your hands on your knees. What we're going to do now is a Sufi grind. So we're going to rotate the spine in a circle. And if you were in the middle of a barrel, you would be doing your best to have this middle part touch all sides of the barrel. And we're taking an inhale when we lean forwards because the belly can relax, and we're exhaling around the back. Actually, it's not quite Bastrika. Bastrika is, you're going to find that most of the exercises, or a lot of the exercises that we do, include that kind of breath. Because what that's doing is actually helping to detoxify the lungs, expand the lungs' ability to take a bigger inhale, because most people only use a very small capacity of their lungs. And let's change direction. The eyes remain closed because this is a practice of you discovering yourself, you going inside to see what's going on. Another way to ensure that you are completing this exercise correctly is imagine that you have a pen coming out of the top of your head, and you would be making a perfect gyro on the ceiling. Because this is warming up the spinal energies. This is about raising the Kundalini energy that lays dormant at the base of the spine. And the raising of the Kundalini energy is simply raising your consciousness. It's bringing yourself up and out of lower animalistic behavior. And relax. Relax. There's 2 things I want to share with you before we continue that we're going to practice in this class. And the first thing is I'm going to teach you Mula Bandha. Mula Bandha is a root lock. This is at the base of your spine, and this would be as if you need to go to the washroom, but you've got to hold it to make sure that you get there on time, okay? So the root lock is a contraction. The region, it's between the anus and the sex organs, that whole area there, and you contract this region, which is called apana vayu, prana in the lower abdomen, which courses downward. And of course, we want this to flow upward tonight with the prana up in the chest area. So Mula Bandha is basically you contract and the breath is held on the inside. So it's an inhale and then you squeeze as if you need to go to the loo and you don't want to go to the loo. You squeeze, you hold, because the intention is using your consciousness and the breath to pull the energy up. We want to pull it up into the throat area to help clear, harmonize, energize, balance this area. So we're going to do root lock, Mula Bandha. So that's what that is. And then the second thing that we are going to do a little bit later on in this practice, I'm going to share it with you now. That way when we're doing it, it's a little bit familiar to you. And it's called Brahmari, 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 which is humming bee breath, humming bee breath. And basically what you're doing here is you're essentially closing the throat a little, restricting the throat a little to make a humming bee sound. And when you close your eyes and make this sound, you're going to feel the vibration in this area as well as in the crown. So those are two things that we're going to be practicing today. And now let's continue. So let's continue with the practice. What I want you to do now is place your hands on your ankles. What we're doing here is seated cat and cow. Now we're going to be flexing the spine forwards, the chest comes forward, the chin stays parallel to the floor. Inhale forward, exhale back through the nose. This is a seated cat and cow. And we close our eyes, we synchronize the breath, and we use the consciousness to visualize the spine and focus on what is happening on the inside of the body. You're mobilizing the spine, flexing it, waking up the energies while holding the focus in the throat area as well. The throat chakra being a beautiful sky blue, very similar to this pendant, this moonstone crystal I am wearing. This is the Bastrika breath I was talking about. What this does is create heat. Kunda is to make fire, like the bellows of a blacksmith. This expands the capacity of the lungs so that we can take a much bigger, deeper inhale, expanding the amount of oxygen in our body. And when we have more oxygen in our body, everything functions better. It also helps to detoxify. And as you warm up, you can find that you can flex your spine perhaps a little bit quicker and a little deeper. And we're here just for a few more seconds. And relax, close your eyes, hands are on the wrist. Rather, your hands are resting on your knees. The beautiful thing about Kundalini Yoga is it really focuses on the well-being, the health, the fitness, the toning of the entire physical body. Everything we do has a purpose for the internal organs and the actual function of the body. The biggest three things that you will experience, potentially, this is my experience, I'm speaking directly from my own experience, just as you relax here for a moment and feel what's happening inside. The biggest things that I have experienced since practicing Kundalini Yoga is how it does indeed help to balance and remove from the body toxins through mucus, bile, and wind. The bile, of course, is the lymphatic system, which you will experience a little bit today. And that is removed through a yellow liquid. All right, so now we're going to do arm pumps. We're going to place the hand and the elbows together. And we're going to be doing this for 1 minute. And what you're going to do is you're going to inhale up, nice and wide, as high as you can without any strain. We don't want strain or pain, but we definitely want you to feel it. So you inhale up and you exhale down. Slowly relax. Take a deep breath and notice what is happening on the inside. What can you feel? What do you see in your mind's eye happening with your spine and the throat chakra? What does this area look like to you with your mind's eye? Synchronize your breath. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same exercise, but only for 30 seconds. And we're going to do this movement, but behind our back. Okay? So grab a hold of or gently hold on to your elbows. And this movement might be very, very small because we don't often sit this way. So we're just going to do this for 30 seconds. And it's okay if you barely even move. It's totally fine. Even if you're barely moving and just flexing those muscles, that's enough to wake up the energy. And slowly relax. Relax your hands once again on the front of your knees and focusing on the inside. We're going to do those 2 exercises one more time. The arm pumps in the front we do for 1 full minute, and the ones in behind are only 30 seconds. So this time, let's do it again. But if you grabbed your arms or held onto your hands this way naturally, do it the other way so that we're doing it with the opposite arms in front. And once again, you're going to inhale and inhale up and exhale down. relax. Relax. Synchronize your breath. And go inside so you can discover what is happening inside your own body. The whole time I want you to focus on what's happening with your spine and the throat chakra area, because we're working this whole area today. So let's go ahead and do the same movement again at the back. Whatever you naturally did before, do the opposite. And let's do this for 30 seconds. Slowly relax, slowly relax. And before we do the next exercise, we're just gonna bring the legs open nice and wide because you've been sitting for a long time. We're sitting for a few minutes in easy pose. And when we're not used to that, that can get a little bit uncomfortable. And we don't want you to be uncomfortable because we want you to come and have fun because we're just practicing. We're playing on our mats. So here, this is just a wide angle pose. And one of the most Upavista Konasana. This is a stretch. We're just going to stretch out our legs here a little bit, but this is Upavista Konasana, and this is bound, wide angle, bound forward bend, because the idea is that we put the chest on the floor, and in the beginning you might only be here. But if you practice this, a minute forward, a minute here, and a minute on this side, every day for 5 minutes, you will have no problem being able to do monkey pose because it opens up your hips and eventually you'll be able to do lotus. I do have a video called Path to Lotus, hip openers, on my channel, which shows you exactly how I practiced in order to be able to sit in lotus and get the hips open. So the other thing, really quickly, before we get into our next movement, is sitting with your feet fairly wide apart. What we're wanting to do here is create a 90-degree angle. This is hip and knee internal and external rotation. And in the beginning, you're going to need to use support to be able to flex in this way, especially if you have not done these exercises in a long time. But eventually, with practice, you'll be able to do this exercise without any support. So just do this for a little bit. Stretch out those legs. And let's come back into easy pose. And now we're going to do some Sufi twists, and your hands are at your hairline. So the elbows are spread nice and wide. We're going to inhale left, exhale right, and we're here for 2 minutes. And slowly relax. Slowly relax. Place your hands on your knees. And what we're going to do here is going to practice Mula Bandha, the root lock that I shared at the very beginning of this video. So when we start, you're going to take an inhale and you're going to contract the muscles. So you're holding the breath on the inside of the body. So we're going to inhale and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Pull the energy up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Bring it up to the throat. Bring the energy with your consciousness and your intention. Pull it up and relax. Take a breath. Use your third eye, your mind's eye, to discover what is happening inside of you with the energy. What are you noticing on the inside? Okay, let's practice that one more time. Mula Bandha, take an inhale. Squeeze, 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 pull it up, pull it up, pull the energy up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, and relax, relax, relax. Normal breath. Big inhale. And let's practice one more time. Inhale, pull it up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Pull the energy up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Tighten, tight, tight, tight. Pull the energy up. And relax. Mula Bandha, root lock. One of the things to remember, again, everything that we do in Kundalini Yoga is to optimize the well-being of our bodies, to take care of the physical vessel, to bring consciousness and breath into the well-being of the physical vessel. Whenever we're doing these twisting movements, when you think about all of the organs that are in the abdominal area, you've got your liver, your kidneys, your large intestine, your small intestine, the pancreas, the spleen, everything, kidneys. And when we're doing these twists, I visualize it almost like a little bit of a washing machine in here with these movements. All of those organs are very gently being toned and supported with your consciousness and with your breath and with your intention. And that is why these movements are not only phenomenal for all of your organs, we are working with the spinal energy, right? Okay, now we're going to do the same movement, the Sufi twists, with the hands behind the back at the hairline, and we're going to inhale to the right and we're going to exhale to the left, using the Bastrika breath again, using your mind's eye. Focus on what's happening on the inside of your body, and we're here again for 2 minutes. And also, you'll often find that this exercise, these Sufi twists, will encourage wind to be extracted from the abdominal area. I always actually burp frequently doing this exercise. If there's any wind in there, it is perfectly expelled through the mouth. That's how amazing our bodies are. But when we bring our conscious intent and our breath to our practice, you can accomplish so much more in much less time. As my husband shared with me many years ago, when you go slower, you actually go faster. And slowly relax. Slowly relax. One of the incredible side effects of doing a lot of Sufi twists is if you carry any extra fat, I guess you could say, on your back or on your waistline, the midriff, that exercise over time completely burns fat. It's amazing. I've never had a waistline like I do now, and as I mentioned in previous videos, I did CrossFit for 8.5 years, and as much as I loved that, I find this practice has yielded far better gains from a physical perspective. Okay, so now what I want you to do is just grab a cushion, any comfortable position you want, because as I say, we have been sitting in easy pose for quite a bit. So grab a cushion and maybe a block underneath your cushion so that you can have a little bit more comfort as we continue to sit in. So sitting in easy pose, now what we're going to do is we're going to be focusing on neck rolls. So close your eyes and we are just going to roll our neck very gently in circles. We're going clockwise to the right. Just a gentle breath. Again, I inhale as I do my neck rolls to the front, and I exhale as my neck rolls around the back. Again, using your mind's eye, look inside your being to see what's happening with your spine and your throat. This is about speaking truth and being comfortable to speak the truth. As we energize, balance, harmonize the throat chakra. Here for a few more breaths, just relaxing the hands on the knees. Keeping a lovely gentle smile on your face. And we'll do one more roll this way, and then let's change directions, moving to the left, counterclockwise. Very gently rolling the neck. Few more seconds. It feels good to roll that neck around a little bit. And bring it back to neutral, bring it back to center. Okay, we can still remain in this comfortable position, because what we're going to do now, and this next exercise is for 3 minutes. So it's 3 minutes, and you're going to want to pull on your navel chakra, your willpower. You're going to want to use your willpower because we're going to be holding this position for 3 minutes. So you're going to bring your arms out to the side so they're at shoulder height. Your palms are facing up. Put your fingers in Gyan Mudra. This is when your index finger is on your thumb. And what we're going to be doing, this is also really good to balance you can rest your arms for a second, but this is going to balance your left and right hemispheres of your brain as well, and focus your attention on this area of the chakra. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to inhale left, exhale right. looking left, looking right, synchronizing the breath with the movement. You're doing great. Calling truth to you. All right, we're in our last minute now, so you might feel your shoulders are perhaps starting to speak to you, and this is where you're going to use your breath and your willpower to power through this, because we are looking at raising our Kundalini energy, and that takes discipline, practice, and willpower. Use your breath. And slowly relax. Oh, that feels so good. That feels so good to relax. So now, shoulder shrugs, lift them up and relax them down. And relax, 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 relax. Okay, well done. All right, now I want to show you something else for the throat. So go ahead and remove your pillow or your cushion underneath your bottom and remove your block just for a little bit. We'll use those again in a minute. But what I want to show you here, again, Bhastrika breath. Kunda means to make fire. So whenever we're doing breath work, Bhastrika breath, when we're synchronizing the movements of the body with our breath, that is called Bhastrika. What that's doing is actually helping to create fire, digestive fire. And it's also helping to detox. I mentioned that. It helps to remove mucus in the body. It exercises the lungs so that the capacity of your inhale can be much bigger. Why is this important? Well, obvious reasons for the detoxing, but the other reason is the majority of people are only using a fraction of the capacity of their lungs. It's a very, very small. So they're taking on average maybe 14 breaths in a minute. And a yogi who practices frequently, obviously a yogi is someone who practices frequently, they can reduce their breath to about a minute, or one breath per minute. And I have been able to reduce it to 1.5 breaths in 1 minute. And that is by slowing things down so much. But because you have expanded the capacity of your lungs, you get far more oxygen. I took a friend through a class recently with the Bastrika breath, and one of the things that she mentioned was that she felt really tingly because of all of the oxygen. So you really feel energized. So this is something called dog breath. The animal lovers, any animal lover out there has no doubt experienced what it sounds like when a dog pants their breath. That's how they sweat. And it's actually part of, we've got downward dog, right? Downward dog is downward doggy. That's how they do their stretch, and they do cobra. The Ashwini Kriya, when you're pulling up or locking up the anus, when you're contracting that, that's called horse gesture. So we learn from witnessing animals how they have optimal health in the natural world. So dog breath helps to detox the lungs. You're panting like a dog. You're flapping your belly. So you're going to find that this is going to also help strengthen your abdomen. But what we do is we sit with our knees slightly apart. We're sitting right on our heels. We're leaning forward like this. You put your tongue all the way out, and then you pant like a dog. So I'm going to have a picture of a dog on the screen while I'm doing this so that you can hear me, but you don't necessarily need to see me with my tongue hanging out. So we're going to use a lovely picture of a dog. So what you're doing, you're going to lean forward, your hands go out this way, you pant like a dog, and just take note of how often you can do it. You might in the beginning only be able to do this for about 10 or 20 times, maybe 30, because you're using abdominal muscles perhaps you've not used before. So let's go and try this, and we're going to do 3 rounds, okay? So leaning forward, stick your tongue all the way out, and now you're going to do your dog breath. And take a rest. One of the things that you might notice, obviously, when you take a rest, you're going to want to do that when you've got very, very dry, your tummy is getting sore, you might feel kind of maybe even a little bit nauseous, and you might have like a little bit of an odd odor, and that is detoxing. This actually helps to detox the body. So let's do round 2 again, leaning forward, sticking your tongue all the way out, and dog breath once again. And relax. How did you do? How did you do? We're going to do one more. Just get the saliva going in your mouth again. And take a rest, a couple of breaths, and then we'll do one more round. And leaning forward once again on the hands, leaning forward, tongue all the way out, and panting once again. And relax. All right, so sitting anywhere comfortably for a moment, anywhere that you can comfortably. I'm going to sit with one leg out to the side, because now what I'm going to show you is something called lion's roar. Lion's roar. So before I begin, please make sure you turn your video sound way down, because I am going to teach you how to roar like a lion. This is fabulous for the throat, for expression. Maybe you're frustrated about something, you're angry about something, you've got a lot of energy and you just want to express it in a very healthy way. This is beautiful for helping to clear this area. And if you have children, that are a little bit aggressive, this is a really, really good exercise to teach them. Or if they're naughty, as I was taught from my lovely teacher, this can help them. So you're going to take the exact same position. And again, please make sure you turn this down because it's going to be loud. So turn the volume all the way down first before you listen to this section so I don't hurt your ears. You might want to close the doors, your windows, or let the people know inside your house what you're about to do, because if they hear this sound unexpectedly, it could frighten them in a big way. All right, so please turn down your volume. Again, do this because we're going to do this 3 times. I'm going to show you what the lion's roar is, and then we'll see how you make out. Once again, we're sitting in the same position. We're sitting on our heels. We're leaning forward. We're going to take a nice inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to roar like a lion. Ready? So loud. It's meant to, because literally, you might need to get a drink of water too. It clears your throat. A little bit of a drink there. Okay, let's do that one more time, and then we'll do it another time. That's 2. Bringing the focus to the throat, and this is the last one. So this is the 3rd one. Well done. You can turn the volume back up again. You can turn the volume back up again. Okay, what we're going to do now are Sufi rolls. And Sufi rolls, your position is you're going to hold on to your knees like this. Do not cross your energy. Don't cross the legs. And what we're going to do here is basically some Sufi rolls. And this gives you a wonderful massage at the kidneys on your back. And we're just holding on to the knees. In the beginning, this might not be accessible to you, and that's okay if you're just doing little movements like this in the beginning, but eventually you'll have no problem rolling, and eventually you'll be able to stand up from this position, no problem. Okay, now, at the very beginning of the class, I shared with you the humming bee breath. We're going to practice that now in the position of cobra, baby cobra. So this is where you're what you're doing is you're contracting the throat a little bit, because again, we're working on the throat chakra. You're restricting the airflow a little bit to create a humming bee sound, okay? And we're gonna do this in baby cobra. So, come down to your cobra position. The feet are ideally together. Keep the heels together if you can. If you can't, don't worry. But just have the heels, pointing in towards each other. Your elbows are directly underneath your chin, your shoulders. Again, heels are together, elbows are underneath the chin, and you're just gazing forward and upward. The tongue is on the roof. Your eyes are closed, focusing on the 3rd eye and the throat chakra. while you create the humming bee breath. And we're just going to be here for about a minute. Relax, relax. Your head down, relax your feet. Bring the chest down and take an inhale to come up. And I want you to sit in any comfortable position you like. Okay, so come into any comfortable position, any meditative comfortable position. If you want to put a little covering on you, you can, because we're just going to take a couple of minutes now and do a bit of a chant. The seed sound for the throat chakra is ham. Ham. So what I want you to do, because this is going to be your experience, what I want you to do is place one hand very gently on your throat. Very, very gently on this part of your body. Close your eyes and use the seed sound. Hum. Relax your hands, your eyes closed. This is a quick 5-minute meditation. So just close your eyes and relax. Breathe naturally as I take you through a little bit of a meditation for the throat chakra. The throat chakra is a light blue, not unlike the color of the pendant I am wearing. It has 16 petals, and its seed sound is ham. This governs communication, creativity, and self-expression. The parathyroid, the thyroid, the neck, the ears are sinuses. So if you have sinus issues, it's typically related to what's going on in the throat chakra area. Respiratory system as well as the thyroid. And its basic rights are to speak and to be heard. And of course, this whole session is about speaking the truth. Its demon is lies, or when it's imbalanced, can be telling lies. So close your eyes and relax. And picture a pinpoint of light, blue light, at this throat chakra. And with every inhale, you can see the pinpoint of blue light getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. With every inhale, with every inhale, it balances, it's harmonized, it's cleared, and with every exhale, imbalances, impurities are let go. That light slowly grows to be the size of a golf ball, and then perhaps a baseball with every inhale, until your entire body is surrounded by this beautiful blue healing light. And while you sit here, notice what sounds you can hear in the external world. Perhaps you hear birds or music, perhaps traffic. Maybe you hear the neighbors around you. Perhaps you hear distant voices. After identifying all of these external sounds, allow them to become one harmonious rhythm. The external sounds of your world. And all the while you are still surrounded by this beautiful blue healing light of your throat chakra, of the truth, of self-expression. The right to speak and to be heard. And now withdraw your senses. Allow the external world's sounds to fall away into the distance as you bring your focus to the inside, where all you can hear is the sound of your own breath. And now see if you can hear your own heartbeat in the background. Place your left hand over your heart chakra if you need to, so that you can stimulate the hearing of that sound. When we withdraw the senses, this is called pratyahara, and it is one of the 8 limbs of yoga, withdrawing the senses to the internal. And slowly relax your hand on the knees, keeping your eyes closed. And then bring your palms together and start to rub your palms together as you bring your focus back to creating some heat. And together, place the hands together at the chest, and let's chant Om one time as we conclude this session together. Om. Bow your head. Slowly open your eyes, looking at your palms first. Thank you so much, everybody. Namaste. I do hope that you enjoyed this practice. Please shoot me any comments or any messages if there's any other way that I can support you. The next video that I'm going to share will be all about the imagination. So God bless you. Thank you for joining me in this practice, and we'll see you again next time. Have a super duper day, and you're amazing. Take care. Bye.